Sorry about that, everyone. I just got finished with this video here, okay? And I came and checked my time, and I was over 11 minutes. So now I got to start all over. Wow, wow. I was pretty much done with this video. And I looked at my time. I was at 11:30. Okay, so I had to start all over here. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so we have our prefixes, okay? Prefixes. These are our 5 prefixes in Tibetan. We have ga, da, ba, ma, and a. Those are our prefixes, okay? And what I've done here, I wrote out an example to show you guys how the prefixes are going to work, okay? This word is trashidelek, trashidelek. And I wrote it here, tashidelek, trashidelek. Many of you already know what that means. It's hello or hi, trashidelek, okay? So I marked before I had to start with this video. I marked here. You have a prefix here, and you have a prefix here. Okay, see that ba. So you have prefix here, prefix there, and I should tell you that the prefixes will not affect the word it precedes. Okay, so here, like tra, remember at the beginning, ka, rata, tra. See the tra. This didn't do anything to this letter here. So the same way here. This is de. You have drangbu, de. So de. If you have your prefix here, it doesn't do anything to this letter. Okay. So that's that. So just remember, the prefixes will not affect. It will not affect the letter it precedes. Okay. You do have your exceptions. Just for now, we'll get to the exceptions. But just remember that. For now, it doesn't change the pronunciation of the letter proceed. Okay, and then another thing you need to do when you spell out the letters with the prefixes, you have to make sure you put an O there after you pronounce the prefix. For example, like let's start with this here. Okay, we have ba. When you want to spell this, it will be ba. O, ka, rata, tra. So just say O after you say the prefix. Okay, you have to do that. And here's another example here. Okay, you have another prefix, a. Okay, a. So we have a. I wrote it here for you. A, O, because it's prefix. So a, O, da, gingu, di. D is the demonstrative this. Okay, D. Alright? So that's that. So just remember, when you spell out the letters and you have a prefix, make sure you say O after the prefix. Okay? So now let's move down to the exceptions. So this first exception is when you have this da here, this is another prefix, da, okay? When this da precedes this ba here, and ba doesn't have a vowel or yata, it's going to turn this into a wa. Okay, it's going to turn this is going to be wa. It's going to be wa. So let's spell it. So da, o, wa, ga, wan. Wan, power, means power. Okay, so it's wa here, wan. This is an exception. When you have this da before this ba, this ba is going to be enunciated as a wa. But make sure it doesn't have a vowel or anything, or a subscript or whatever. It's wa. When it's naked there. When it's naked like that, it's going to be wa. Okay. Now our second exception is, okay, you have ta here again. Before ba, and then you have this shop cue, this vowel. Now when you have something like a vowel or yata, this letter is going to become silent at the end. It's going to be silent. You're not even going to be able to hear it. You're just going to hear this shop cue, which is u. So for example, the spelling will be da, o. I forgot to write o. This is the prefix. So da, o, wa, shop cue, u. Head, it means head, it's honorific word for head. So oo. So this whole composite letter here will be oo. Okay. I hope that makes sense. I know it's complicated, but that's just the rule for this spelling. So when you have the die here before ba, it's going to affect it. It's going to affect it both ways. Okay. If this vowel wasn't there, then this ba will become it will be like a y. So yeah. All right. So the second example here, you have this. Same thing. You have a da here and you have ba. Now this time you have a yata and then you have a drengu. Okay. So let's spell it first. Da, o, ba, yata. Ya, and then drengu, ye, wa, ye, wa. Okay, over here. Da, o, ba, yata. Ya, drengu, ye, wa, ye, wa. So what happened here is this ba here, it became silent because you have a yata and drengu. So the only thing you're going to pronounce here is the ya and the a, the ye. That's all you're going to pronounce, the ye. And then this ba here is wa. That's going to be wa here because you still have da. So ye wa, ye wa. Okay, ye wa. So that's pretty interesting. Like I said, you just have to memorize it and get used to it. So I hope that makes sense. Just check my time, because oh man, I can't believe that happened. All right. So we have another part. This what was it? Oh, a nasalization change. Okay, so with this prefix here, what's going to happen? With this prefix? Okay, let's look at this here. Let's look at the set. You have da, shop you do, da, okay? What's going to happen is when you have this prefix in a set like this, let's say for example, this prefix here, it's the prefix in the second set, right? And then you have in this set, the first letter ends with a vowel. Okay, what's going to happen is when this first letter ends with a vowel, and then you have this a as a prefix in the next set after this dot, it's going to become an un. It's going to be like an un sound, like un. I know you guys are familiar with this. It's Turkish here, un. What is un sound? So since this ends with u, and you have this prefix here, it's an un. It's un nasal. Okay, un. Okay, un. Check the time again. All right, so un. So you have da. Let's spell it. Okay, you have da, sha, q, do, da, do. Now this before I get to the second one. Let me see. Yeah, that's right. I'll continue. So da, sha, q, do, da, do, and then you spell the second set. A, o, because you have prefix. So a, o, ga, rata, dra, naro, dro, dundro. So this is dundro. Okay, dundro. See, there's your un. And the reason why it's a nasal is because you have this prefix here and this ends with a vowel. So we have dundro. And that means animal. Okay. So I think my time is getting there. Yeah. So this pretty much wraps up for the prefixes. I'm going to make a video for the suffixes. I hope that made sense to you guys. I try to keep it as clear as possible. Yeah, that will conclude this video. I will get the suffixes rolling now, and I think that will be probably the last video for this Tibetan lesson. If you guys have any questions, just send me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for viewing this video. see you guys in a little bit.